Guess who's back? Back again. Comic Readings is back. Tell a friend. Come on, you guys got to tell somebody. We got like 13 subs, so we need a little bit of love. But we're back, baby. After a move cross country, the last episode 9, was sort of celebrating my buddy Eddie's birthday, poking a little fun at old boy, who is an author, by the way. So definitely pick up his books, show the boy some support if you like a little bit of cheeky European writing. So we're back. Comic Readings number 10, November 2022. We're going to hit up, now that the old Daredevil's announced that they're going to be bringing Born Again, I think, to Disney Plus. I figured we'd hop into some Daredevil. You know, what the hell? Might as well follow the masses. And I figured we'd start it off with the old OG, first appearance and origin of Daredevil. Daredevil number 1. This is from back in April in 1964, man. That's a long time ago, man. Before me. By at least 10 years. But it's cool. So let's see what the original Daredevil comic origin, all that shit, what that's like. So we got some classic people here. Jack Kirby on the cover pencils. So look at the covers there. It's pretty classic style. Shit's got a bit more elaborate here as years have passed, but you got to respect it for the time that it was written in. Story pencils, Bill Everett. So we got Jack on the cover, and Bill's doing the story. So we'll see what that's like. What else we got? Stan Lee, the writer. Sweet. All right. Some old school Stan Lee, R.I.P. And we got some keys in this bad boy. First appearance of Daredevil, old Matt Murdock. First appearance of Foggy Nelson, a lawyer. First appearance Karen Page, the love interest. Aww. This bad boy, OG, there's a typo there, but that'll run you $1,900 to $7,400, man. Big money. A reprint, which is the one I'm going to be reading, runs you about $20. So, yep. Remember, guess what? We've been around for a little bit of time now. 9 whole episodes. 13 of you found the channel worthy. We're still going to do it, man. We're still going to give away that Amazing Spider-Man once we hit 100. So hopefully if I actually get out some damn content, we'll get enough people that are interested in giving some views and subs and all that things will take off. So please sub, share it around. Let's get this bad boy given away. Boom. So here we are. Daredevil. Issue 1. Let's crack this bad boy open. True Believers number 1, Marvel Knights, Daredevil, the Man Without Fear. Remember when we introduced Spider-Man? Now we continue the mighty Marvel tradition with Daredevil. A worthy companion to such all-time greats as the fabulous Fantastic Four. In this issue you will meet the most unusual hero of all, Matt Murdock. Fun-loving Foggy Nelson. Ooh, and the gorgeous Karen Page. Look at the hair, the 60s hair. That's too funny. Oh, how times have changed. Can you guess why Daredevil is different from all the other crime fighters? We don't know. Well, we kind of know. But we're going to find out. The origin of Daredevil. Now we're talking. Remember this cover? If you're one of the fortunate few who bought this first copy, you probably wouldn't part with it for anything. Yep. Now we congratulate you for having bought another prize first edition. This magazine is certain to be one of your most valued comic mag possessions in the months to come. Written by Stan, illustrated, lettered. Thanks for writing those letters, Sam. You're looking at the entrance to Fogwell's Gym on New York's Lower West Side. It's here that our story begins, a story different from many you have ever read before. Fogwell's Gym. In a dingy room above the gym, 4 men play a game of poker, little dreaming of the shock which awaits them. Alright, so we got this little shitty gym, cat out front, some posters. Alright, get it. Come on, Porky. We haven't got all day. The fixer may be here soon. Keep your shirt on, Sam. I don't rush for anyone. So these old boys are sitting here playing some... Oops, my bad. Hitting the camera, y'all. Playing some cards. He's got his shirt off. He must be the sweaty buddy. Who do you think you're kidding? You know when the fixer snaps his fingers, we all hop. If we want to stay healthy. Alright. Messing with his chips, smoking a doob. Sam's right. Anyhow, I'm bushed. Let's knock off for a while until... Hey, what's that noise? Creak. So he's yawning. He's dicking with his glasses, and they hear something. For the love of Pete, what do you call that? They see some dude. Look at his face. Got the double chin and everything going. You're in the wrong place, Buster. We don't use costume wrestlers here. I've seen nutty get-ups, but that one takes the cake. Oh, that's funny. So they're busting his chops over his crazy-looking uniform here. But look at his build. Hang around, fella. Maybe the fixer can use you. Alright, so he's jacked, but he's dressed like a Goomba. I intend to do just that. When I'm through with the fixer, he'll never be able to use anyone ever again. Hey, look, that guy's here looking for trouble. The fixer won't like that. Sweaty Bob over here won't. Won't do shit. He actually looks like he skips leg day. I mean, he's kind of beefy up top, but his leg, I don't know. The first appearance there, the official first square of Daredevil, it looks like he skips leg day. He must be some kind of nut. Toss the costume clown out on his ear, Porky. Oh, get him, fat ass. I'm sorry. I apologize for saying that. That was offensive. I'm sure I will be canceled. So I'm sure there'll be a petition to get me off for my 13 followers. It'll be a pleasure, boys. I can use this exercise. All right, he takes him on. Porky's going for it. Hey, what the... I mean, to give it all, you know... I mean, I did call him a fat ass, but they did have him named Porky, and he's the chubby dude in the book. So, you know, don't cancel him. I mean, you could cancel Stan Lee, but he's kind of already been canceled. R.I.P. Hey, what the... If it's exercise you want, fatso. Oh, look at that. You've come to the right guy. See, you couldn't write that today's day and age, man. In the 60s, they'll put fatso right in the book. But nowadays, oh my God, people get so fucking butthurt. Stop, cut it out, let go. I'll be happy to, little chum. Spinning his ass around. There's that. What you wanted? Poof. All right, he knocks him into everybody. Mister, you just bought yourself a big peck of trouble. Wait till I grab that gun. Sorry, playmate. You'll have to move lots faster than that. If you're grabbing a gun, I guess I can use a simple little billy club. So he throws it, whap. Okay, so here we can now see Origin. He's got superior frickin' skills with that. There. No sense wasting expensive bullets on me. Look at his fucking head. You punk. I'll fix it so you never make another wisecrack again. Bite your tongue, Porky. Think what a loss that would be to the world. Stop wasting your time, Porky. I'll take care of that crumb my way. Don't bet on it, pal. So he's dodging everybody, all right. Surround him. He can't stand all of us at once. All right, they get around. Now's your chance while he's catching his breath. Get him. You fellas sure have a funny way of making a stranger feel at home. In fact, if I didn't know any better, I'd begin to suspect that I'm not really welcome here. Alright, so he whoops everyone's ass. Okay, mister, we've had it. Now who are you, and what do you want? It ain't possible. Nobody can fight like that. He must do it with mirrors. Now, playtime's over. I'll hang around until I find the fixer. As for who I am, you can just call me Daredevil. Alright, the intro, Daredevil, a brand new name in the world of superheroes, but one of which is destined to reach the very heights of glory he has, for Daredevil has a special type of power, such as no adventurer has ever had before. To learn what it is, let's go back a few years, back to the origin of the man called Daredevil. Alright, flashback time. The year is 1950, as the prizefighter known as Battling Murdock talks to his 8-year-old son, Matthew. But I don't want to study now, Dad. Why can't I go out and play ball with the other kids? I can study later on. No, Matt, you'll do it now. You'll study every chance you get, you hear? I promised your mother before she died that I wouldn't let you grow up to be an uneducated pug like me. You're going to amount to something, Matt. But I want to be like you, Dad. I'm proud of you. You're the greatest. Don't say it, boy. I'm past my prime. I have no future. Nothing I can do but become a punching bag for younger men. All right, so he's an old dude getting his ass kicked. But I won't let that happen to you. You're going to study, become a lawyer, or a doctor. You'll be somebody. That's somebody that I can never be. Battling Murdock. Now go back to your room, son, and get busy with your books. Okay, Dad. So little Ginger Matt Murdock has to go study. As the years roll by, Matt Murdock does his best to live up to his father's dream. He becomes top student in his class, forsaking all sports. Wow. All athletic activities. Although his heart aches for the thrills of the baseball diamond and the gridiron. Oh, so there's a football game. He's over on the side. If only Dad would let me try out for the team. I'd be as good as any of them. I just know I would. But I can't go against his wishes. I can't defy Dad. After all he's done for me, after all his sacrifices, I've got to be the son he wants me to be. So young Matt Murdock goes on his lovely way, spending every minute he can with his books, never sharing in the games of the other teenagers. So he's even watching from the window. They're down here playing grab ass. The kids are Indian wrestling. If only I could go down and join them. No one can be as cruel or as unthinking youth. Oh, no one can be as cruel as an unthinking youth. It's only a matter of time before the neighborhood kids make up a nickname for Matt, a name he will long remember. So, see, Stanley was a good writer, man. This is going into a good, wholesome story about how to be, kids make nicknames, all that bullshit. Dad trying to make his son better. Well, if it ain't old Daredevil himself. Oh. Hi, Daredevil. Be sure you don't tire yourself out turning all those heavy pages in your school books. They're laughing at me. They think I'm a sissy. So they gave him the nickname. Then when he reaches his room, someday I'll show them. I'll make them eat those words. Throws his fucking books around. As I'm strong as any of them, as rugged as any of them. And I'll prove it. Someday I'll prove it. His anger boiling within him, the resentful youth strikes out at his dad's punching bag with all the pent-up fury of a thunderclap. He looks like he breaks it. The day will come when no one will ever laugh at me again, when, hey, I knocked the bag clean off. Then after repairing the clasp, so he broke it, but Stan felt we needed to let him know that he also repaired it. What a numbskull I am. Why don't I do this every day, just to keep in shape? It's only natural thing that the son of battling Murdock should take to vigorous training the way a duck takes to water. And so, in the months that follow, while his dad is out of town on the boxing circuit, he's hammering it, bro. Barbells, rope skipping, cable pulls, the bag, rowing machine, the bike. Look at that bike. Be killing his back. Killing old boy's back. But no matter how hard he trains, the determined teen never forgets the goal he has set for himself. How are things at school while I was away, Matt? Everything all right, son? He's got popped collar, player. Guess so, Dad. If you call straight A's all right. Oh, he's killing it. Matt, I know how tough it's been for you, while the other kids were out playing and having a good time. But the day will come when you'll thank me, boy. You're going to amount to something, just the way your mother would have wanted you to. But there's one problem which battling Murdock keeps from his son. I haven't been able to land a fight in weeks. Uh-oh. I'm getting too old. No manager will take me. But I can't let old Matsky down. I've got to keep fighting until he gets through college. I owe him that. For the way he's worked all these years. Ooh. Kicking the can. Bumming. Finally, in desperation, Murdock makes a final decision. Look, Murdock. You're all washed up, bro. And you know it. The only guy who'll manage you is going to be the fixer. Ah, the fixer. I always swore myself that I'd steer clear of a guy with his reputation. But now I've got no choice. I have to get a fight. Oh, boy. So now we see why he's raiding. And so, well, if it ain't old battling Murdock. 10 years ago, you kicked me out of your dressing room when I offered you a deal. But I knew you'd come around sooner or later. Sure, I'll get you some fights. This is the fixer, dude? He's kind of weak. I thought he'd be a badass. Looks like an old dude. Sure, I'll get you some fights. And you won't have to take a dive either, just because I'm really a soft-hearted fool. Here, sign this contract. With trembling fingers, the middle-aged fighter grasps the pen, as a drowning man would clutch at a straw. And then, now this will be the luckiest day of my life. Now I'll be able to send Matt to college. I don't have a thing to worry about. Oh, bro, don't be counting it up too soon. Excitedly, the joyful prize fighter rushes to his apartment, only to find, Matt, wait till I tell you the news. Matt. Oh, shit, he's not here. As fate would have it, Matt Murdock, at that very moment, is returning from the library, taking the most important few steps of his entire life. Gee, you'd think someone would help that blind man across the street. Say, mister, can I give you a hand? Blind guy. Matt goes out. He didn't seem to hear me. He might be deaf too. Deaf and blind? Dude, come on. A truck turning the corner's coming towards him. Hank, slam on the brakes. Someone's crossing in front of you. All right, so the corner, the truck's coming around. Ajax Atomic Labels. Radioactive materials. Oh, shit. And Hank hadn't even paying attention apparently. I can't, something's wrong. She won't stop. Interesting. So the brakes go out. Without a moment's hesitation, his supple muscles responding to the emergency with the speed of thought, Matt Murdock hurtles towards the scene of the impending disaster. He won't have a chance unless I can reach him in time. Matt's being a hero. The swift-moving teen hurls the unsuspecting blind man out of the truck's path. But he himself is not so fortunate. Oh! So he gets hit too, I guess, looks like. He saved that man's life. Most heroic act I've ever seen. But a cylinder fell from the truck. It struck his face. Is it something radioactive? Don't just stand there. Somebody call an ambulance. So he had some crap that hit his face from the truck, the old radioactive materials. Later at Municipal Hospital. Your son is a very brave lad, Mr. Murdock. You must try to be equally as brave in the days ahead. If it had only happened to me instead of him, I'd be the only one as brave in the days ahead. If only it had happened to me instead of him. If only I'd been here. Don't, Dad. It could have been worse. Even if I do lose my sight, at least I'm alive. And days later, the injured boy returned home. Good news, Matt. The doctor reports that an operation may restore your sight in a few years after your tissues have healed. Oh, so now we know he's blind. That's great, Dad. Till then, don't worry. I'll still keep up my studies using books written in Braille. I'll get my diploma yet. You'll see. Nothing could hold old Matt down. He continues to go. But in the days that follow, Matt Murdock studies more than the written word. He begins still even more intensive program of physical exercises. I don't get it. Ever since my accident, I seem to do better at everything. Lots better than before, even without my sight. It's as though nature made all my senses far more powerful to compensate for my blindness. I wonder, could the radioactive elements which have struck my eyes had anything to do with the increased powers? Stranger things have been known to happen. Or have they? You never know. But whatever the explanation is, it's a supremely confident, self-assured Matt Murdock who finally graduates from high school and is eagerly accepted by the director of admissions of State College, where he finds him sharing a dormitory room with his new buddy, Franklin Foggy Nelson. Oh. Matt, you old hound dog. How do you do it? I study like a demon, but you just breeze through the courses with all the top grades. Curly-haired Foggy. I guess my dad deserves the credit, Foggy. He had me study so hard when I was younger that it all seems to come easy to me now. So study hard when you're a young child. That's the moral of the story here. And I wouldn't be surprised if that radiation I absorbed in the accident doesn't have something to do with it too. Everything seems easy for me now. All my senses are razor sharp. Okay, so at least he isn't a dick saying that to Foggy. He's just thinking it. My hearing is so acute that I can tell if someone is in a room with me just by hearing the heartbeat. And I never forget an odor once I smell it. I could recognize any girl by her perfume or any man by his hair tonic. Ooh, who still rolls hair tonic? Even my fingers have become incredibly sensitive. I can tell how many bullets are in the gun just by the weight of the barrel. While my sense of taste has become so highly developed that I can tell exactly how many grains of salt are on a piece of pretzel. Plus, That's too funny. My most important new ability is in the form of a built-in radar that I seem to have developed, enabling me to walk anywhere safely without bumping into anything. I feel a strange tingling sensation when I approach any solid obstacle, warning me which way to turn. So, his Daredevil sonar is live and in action. Say, son, want any help crossing the street? No thanks, I can make it. Little does he suspect I can cross more safely than he can, for I have every one of my remaining senses working at absolute peak capacity. Bing! Meanwhile, the career of battling Murdock takes a surprising turn. So Murdock's knocking out. All right. Here's your dough, Murdock. Keep it up, and you may be champ someday. I can't believe it, Fixer. It all seems like some kind of miracle. Then after Murdock leaves. Wait till the old fool finds out that all his fights were setups. You paid his opponents to take the dive. Ah, sure I did. Give Murdock a build-up to draw the crowds, but he'll learn the facts in life that his next fight is where I'll get him to take the count. And a few days before battling Murdock's latest fight, footsteps. I can tell by the weight distance between each. It's foggy. All right, further reiterating, his frickin' senses are on swole, son, on swole. Hey, Matt, wait up. I want to read you the sports headline. It's about your dad. He's fighting Dynamite Davis tomorrow night in New York. How about that? You want to go? I've already got the tickets, Foggy. One for each of us. Sweet. I read the headlines before, just by running my finger over the page and feeling the impressions of the ink. Oh, wow. So he doesn't even need Braille anymore. He's a super badass. And so the next night, the Fixer said I have to take a dive in the first round tonight. Oh, so he had the conversation with him. He told him he needed to take a dive. And in this corner, the middle-aged sensation battling Murdock. But my boy's here tonight to root for his dad. I've always trained him to do his best. I can't disappoint him now. So he's going to do it. He's going to screw him. Murdock, you fool. Take it easy. What are you doing? If you're trying to double-cross me, you'll live to regret it. You're supposed to dive now. Here, dive. I mean, how do you just stand on the side there and tell your boy to throw it in? He's winning, Matt. Your dad's pulverizing him. I know it. I can follow the fight perfectly by hearing the sound of each blow, each footstep. It's my one chance, maybe my last chance to do something to make my son proud of me. I'm not going to fail him. I'm going to win. Do you hear me? I'm going to win. So he's knocking the hell out of the dude. Call it a miracle. Call it pure willpower. Sheer determination. Call it what you will, but a few seconds later, the winning, battling Murdock. And then in the dressing room, you did it. You did it, Dad. That proved that nothing's impossible. If a man has the courage, if a man's not afraid. So he did make his son proud. I wanted you to be proud of me, son. But in the back seat of a dark sedan, which quietly pulls away from the stadium, nobody double-crosses the Fixer. You know what to do, Slade. Yeah, boss, I know what to do. Uh-oh, Slade. A few minutes later, as Matt's happy father leaves the gym, no matter what the Fixer does to me, I don't care. My son is proud of me. Nothing can change that. Maybe not. Suddenly, the sharp, explosive sounds of a gunshot destroys the silence of the night and ends one man's revere forever. Within seconds, it's battling Murdock. He won the big fight tonight. Sony must have been awfully sore about his victory. and we're not going to rest until we find out who. Nothing I can do for him. It's too late. Later, after a grieving Matt Murdock has heard the tragic news. Oh, so Foggy's consoling him in his bed here. You've got to snap out of it, Matt. Pull yourself together, fella. That's what your dad would have wanted. We'll be graduating soon, and my dad's setting me up in a law office. I want you to join me as my partner, Matt. Finally, the big day arrives. Graduation. Matt Murdock, I am especially proud to congratulate you for being chosen as class valedictorian. You have proven that an alert mind and strong will can conquer all obstacles. Thank you, sir. And he's going to be my partner. Boy, I can pick him. Foggy's super happy. He's got the brilliant dude on his side. The next day in New York. We're in business, Matt. With your dad's brains and my dad's money, nothing will stop us. Come on. Meet the secretary I hired. Nelson and Murdock, attorneys at law. My name is Karen Page, Mr. Murdock. I hope you'll be pleasantly surprised with me. Look at that hair. Holy cow. It's so crazy. Dude's hair. You know, you still find guys like this, like that. You know, or some other guy's hair. I mean, yeah, there's guys' hair, but women's hair over the years? Holy moly. Look at that do. My name is Karen Page. Her voice is like music. From the sound, she's 5'4". Young, and I know she's lovely. Wow. Young. Later that night, in the furnished room Matt has rented near the office. I'll never be able to concentrate on my law work until Dad's murderers finally brought to justice. But years ago I promised my dad that Matt Murdock would use his head, never becoming a fighter, never depending on strength the way my dad did. I can't break that promise I made. And yet, with my agility, my extra sharp senses, there is so much I could do. I can't let all my powers go to waste. Wait. I have it. I'll see to it that Matt Murdock never does resort to force, but somebody else will. Somebody totally different from Matt Murdock. All I need are some shirts which I can stitch together. So he's making the whole thing out of shirts. I'm no Betsy Ross, but I should be able to handle this. Lucky my touch is so sensitive. I can even blend the colors, for each colored fabric has a different feel to me. Oh. A few hours later, boom, costume done. There. Whenever I don this costume, I'll no longer be Matt Murdock. I'll need a new name. If what the kids in the old neighborhood could see me now... what if the kids in the old neighborhood could see me now? The kids who taunted me, called me Daredevil. Wait, that's it. All right, that's kind of a cheesy lead-in, but that's all right. It's all right, Stan. Daredevil. They meant it as an insult. Well, that's who I'll be. The name is perfect. I'll flip the frickin' script on it. My ninja. The costume is tight enough to wear under my clothes. I'll just make a few finishing touches on the headpieces. Daredevil will be recognized anywhere. Alright, so he's got the D on there. Headpiece got a little horns. Even though I don't need it, I'll continue to carry a cane as Matt Murdock. That gives me another idea. That cane would make a great weapon for Daredevil. Oh. Through the long nights, the unseen man works his super-sensitive fingers, molding and manipulating his cane far more precisely than any normal craftsman might. Flexible handle, hinge. I'll hinge it in the middle. Make a sheath for it. It'll be the perfect all-purpose weapon. It's perfect. I can use it in 100 ways. Okay. The stick is the a la cane. That's pretty slick. I like the design of that. And now for the job at hand. I've got to bring my father's murderers to justice. Tomorrow's Saturday. The office will be closed, so I'll start in the morning. And I know just where to begin. So, let's take a quick... the cover so far... I mean, how do you not like that cover? I think for the cover, it's definitely worthy of Megan Fox. Because it's hot, baby. It's a hot cover from, the 60s. It's a classic. There's not much else you could say about it. And so far, the story art's great. The pencils for all this, especially for the time it was. This looks as good as anything you'd find today still. I don't think there's anything lacking with the story art. So, Spider-Girl loves it. I love it too. And so far, the story's good. Good little origin story. I like the creativity on the character design. So bravo back in the day, old 1964. So let's continue on. I know just where to begin. And so, Dad's manager was a man called the Fixer. I have a hunch he deserves that nickname. How confidently that blind young man walks through the street. Yeah, you don't know, lady. Unerringly, guided by his atom-induced radar sense, Matt Murdock reaches his destination. This will be Daredevil's first test, now to change clothes in an alley to see if I'm as good as I think. And so we return to the present as our Daredevil saga continues. Alright, so that was the backstory. Now, do you take me to the Fixer or nothing? We've had it, fella. Just hang around. He'll be here any minute. Somebody is asking for me. What do you want? Hey, boss, dig the get-up on that clown. It's the guy that killed old Pops. He looks like trouble to me. Want me to lean on him a little? My associates don't seem to like your looks, mister. You better talk fast. From the heavy tone of his voice, beefy, rough, I hear him breathing on the side, so that the other two must be flanking him. Correction, Fixer, you're the one who's going to talk. I want to know what arrangement you had with battling Murdock. Battling Murdock? What's that to you? It ain't healthy to mention him around here. He must know something, boss. I'll take care of him. The sound of a suit jacket being drawn aside, fingers touching a metal object, must be a gun butt in a shoulder holster. The sound of his breathing is the telltale tale. The click of the pistol safety are all I need to hear to pinpoint my target. And he uses his cane. Looks like, knocks it out of his hand. And the almost inaudible sound of my cane cutting through the air is like a loud radar beep to my super sensitive ears. I was right. All that time, my senses are so ultra keen that I can do anything and do it better than some jabroni with eyesight. I'll sneak up on him from behind, and hey, he's swinging around just in time. How do you know I was behind you? That's my secret, pal. No matter how softly he crept up behind me, his muffled foot sounded like heavy drum beats to me. This is cool, mixing in the bubble styles. Rapid footsteps hurrying away from me. He's trying to escape. Cracked him in the ankle. Hold it, Speedy. I haven't dismissed this class yet. How does he do it? He doesn't miss a trick. Now, let's all settle down for a nice talk, unless you'd like another session with me. Look, you. Quiet, motherfucker. Chill out. I'll handle this. I'm still the boss. Mister, whoever you are, you're in a mess of trouble. And you're not getting away with coming in here, roughing us up like this. We got laws to protect the innocent. Call the cops. The sound of the hand receiver picking up. This is almost too easy. Clink! Knocks it out of his hand. Fixer, I suspect you are responsible for the death of Matt Murdock. Why don't you confess and save us a lot of trouble? You're nuts. I had nothing to do with it. I got a perfect alibi. I have another power I wasn't even aware of. I can hear his pulse rate, and it's speeding up, indicating he's lying. My super sense of hearing is like a built-in lie detector. Maybe you do have an alibi. Maybe yours wasn't the finger that squeezed the trigger. But you gave the order, didn't you, you old brat bastard? No, stay back. Stop him. Guys, don't let him get me. He knows too much. He might even know I'm the murderer. I can't take any chances. So intent is Daredevil upon listening to the Fixer's pulse rate to determine if he's the guy, that his ultra-sharp hearing reacts a fraction of a second too slow. What? How did he? It was me, but you'll never be able to do anything about it. Oh, so he gives it up. He lets him know and he throws him out the window. Behind me, so you're not quite there yet, Matt. You're new on your skills. You don't quite have them. How'll Sneaky Pete here get right up behind you, bro? A normal man with all his senses might be doomed in such a situation. But the moment the fearless Daredevil fears himself hurtling into space, his super keen ears catch the rustling of a flag as his lightning-fast reflexes go into action. A flagpole alongside me. Only one chance. He grabs the pole. What's he hooking on there with his chain? He sure is. Pressing the hidden stud, which releases his cane handle at the same split second as he lunges out, he stops his fall midair. Got it. From here, it's all a breeze. All right, so he's been these acrobatic badass with his cane. Now there, where were we, gents? So he flies back up right in the window. He's back. Doom. Meanwhile, the other side of town. Oh, breaking the action. Curly-haired Foggy. Funny, Matt doesn't answer. Maybe he's still asleep. Oh, the door's open. Hey, lazy bones. I thought I'd see if you need anything. And Matt? He's not here. Gosh, I wish he'd call me. I hate thinking of poor Matt walking around the town all alone with all the traffic in New York. Foggy, you don't know, bro. I'll go up to the office. Maybe he decided to come up here and get familiar with the place before starting work on Monday. But entering the new office, Foggy finds it unoccupied except for the most decorative accessory. Karen, today's your day off. Oh, Karen is a decorative accessory. I like it. Way to go, Stan. I know, Mr. Nelson, but I'm a stranger in New York, and I had no one to visit, so I thought I'd tidy up our office while I had the chance. Is Mr. Murdock with you? She's got her pearls on, hair all done. No. As a matter of fact, I'd hoped he'd be here. I don't like him wandering around town alone. I understand. What a pity. Such a wonderful, handsome man is so handicapped. Oh. I don't know if that's really politically correct either to say that nowadays, but who cares? Wow. I'd sure like to hear her talk about me that way. Don't let his blindness fool you, Karen. He's still the most smartest, most capable, most courageous fella I know. He doesn't even seem to mind not seeing. There's something about him that makes a girl want to take him in her arms. Wow. Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Nelson. I had no right to speak that way. It's just that he seems to need someone else to look after him. That's kind of a funny section. It'd be hard to imagine Karen Page's feelings if she could see the quote-unquote handicapped man, as she referred to, at this moment, just whooping ass like a ninja. Out, all of you. I'm only interested in Slade and the Fixer. Boy, you don't have to tell me twice. Come back, you rotten cowards. Don't leave without him. Don't leave us with him. Now, you two, I've learned what I wanted. Slade actually did the shooting, but you gave the order. What good'll it do to you? You can't prove it. Yeah, where's your evidence? Now, for my final bluff. They're so worried they'll believe anything. Right here, I have a miniature tape recorder concealed in my billy club. It'll tell the police all they need to know. Oh, crap. He's got us. Then, before Daredevil can make a move, the Fixer tries one last desperate maneuver. Before Slade... Quick, Slade, run! Before he can get his balance. So he pulls the sheet out from under him. I don't know what sheet that was, but yeah. My arm. I wrenched it. I was a fool for being so overconfident. I should have known they'd make one final try to escape. Oh, he hurt his wrist. They can't have gotten far. I'll get them yet. But racing around the corner, Slade and the Fixer quickly mingle with the Saturday afternoon shopping crowd. He'll never find us now, in the middle of this crowd. Just the same, keep moving. There's no telling what that guy can do. All throughout this thing, he never stopped smoking that cigar. Every scene, he's like killing the cigar. I love it. Meanwhile, I can still smell the traces of the Fixer cigar smoke. What? Stan, we're on the same page, brah. I can follow the scent like a bloodhound, but I'll be able to get around easier in the crowds without a costume. Puts his regular shit back on. Oh, look, he's following the scent. And so begins one of the strangest pursuits on record, as a man without sight unerringly makes his way through a crowded avenue on the trail of two killers. I'm glad his cigar is a strong one. He might as well be telling me where he is, but he doesn't know it. Within minutes, the graceful, supple figure of Matt Murdock has knifed through the unsuspecting crowd like a shadowy wraith. Wow. That's a pretty strong line there. Like a shadowy wraith. And then, I hope they're standing together. I want to bring them both to justice. The cigar scent is stronger now. I'm almost up to them. Slow down, Slade. We're safe now. He's nowhere in sight. I guess you're right. No one near us. We've lost that blind man for sure. Oh, hold on. Guess you're right. No one near us now, but that blind guy. We've lost him for sure. Come on, we'll duck into that subway station across the street and get off at Penn Station. We'll be out of town in an hour. That's what they think. How's this cigar is it getting longer? Hey, did you see how fast that blind guy pushed past us? Who cares? We got our own problems. But unknowingly to the fleeing duo, their problems are just beginning, for directly ahead of them, ... Their footsteps are getting closer. I'll just make it. Going somewhere, boys? It's him. It ain't possible. Oh, and old boy finally loses the cigar. Finally drops it. Separate. He can't get us both. I was afraid they'd try that. I can tell by the unbroken footsteps. There's no one between us, so it's safe to throw my cane. Good. He's tackling Slade. That'll mean I can escape. Hang on here. that cigar back. What? Hey, I mean, what? Did he pick up? What happened here? Bill Everett? Bill Everett, buddy, what happened here? He lost the cigar, but it looks like it's back in his mouth. We'll see if that holds true. Ugh, blast it. He tripped me up with that stupid stick of his. That'll slow him down while I'll go after the fixer. He's too far ahead. I need something to help me catch up. He's digging in the trash. This waste paper basket. That's perfect. Seconds later, the rolling steel is making such a racket that I can hear his footsteps. That I can't hear his footsteps, but I can easily detect the scent of his cigar. So how do you get this cigar back? He must have been Ninja Skills as well, or picked it up. That's kind of funny. Or maybe this was the jack up. Either way, Bill Everett, you messed that up, bro. No heart. Oh, hold on. We're not quite there yet. At that second, the beefy, overweight, fear-filled figure of the fixer gasps and slumps to the ground as his panic-stricken heart ceases to beat. My heart, I can't breathe. So he's having a heart attack. No pulse, no heartbeat. Seems like a heart attack. Will save the state the expense of a trial. What's going on here? So the transit police, just what the doctor ordered. And so is this incoming train. Follow me, boys. I've got a little job for you. Don't you know enough to stay where I left you? So he hooks onto the train to get back to old murder mafia here. Now for my last bluff. The fixer just told you everything, Slade. Told us everything, Slade. He's innocent. You are Murdock's murderer. The dirty crumb, he's not going to wiggle out of this. He's as guilty as I am. I only pulled the trigger, but he gave the orders. Hear enough, boys? We sure did, but... Wait, who are you? The name's Daredevil. Remember it. You'll be hearing that name again, I promise. Not too long afterwards, Matt? Say, I was worried about you. Where you been, fella? Just out for a walk, Foggy. I'd have been here soon. But, as you know, I can't get around too fast. LOL. We just had a call, Mr. Murdock. An accused murderer named Slade. He wanted to know if we'd defend him. But I turned him down. From the police report, I was convinced he's guilty. Hope you don't mind, Matt. Mind? No, I don't mind at all. Not a bit. Not a single bit. Dad, wherever you are, I kind of hope you're resting easier now. Oh, and he's got the shadow of the Daredevil behind him. Don't waste a minute. We can't wait to hear what you think of Daredevil. Send your letters to Daredevil, care of Stan Lee, Madison Avenue, New York City. And in the meantime, remember, this is just the beginning. We've only scratched the surface. Daredevil really hits his stride in issue 2 when he faces his first supervillain. Don't miss it. So that's it. That's good. We're going to rock the story out too. Let's see. Well, it's a major key alert. The first appearance of old Daredevil and the origin story is definitely a major key. So that's it, folks. Hope you enjoyed the reading of Daredevil Volume 1, Issue Number 1, from April of 1964. Keep it real. Till next time.